Hi, my name's McKenna. I'm a freshman this year and I'm majoring in nursing and minoring in Spanish as well. Okay, so for the first question, tell about a team that you enjoyed working on and what made it enjoyable. I would say the team that I worked with at Learning Express, which was my my last job. So what it was is a small family-owned toy store back in Naperville, Illinois. I worked there for about 2 years until the place closed, but I worked with 4 other girls, so it was a super small team, and we all just kind of worked together to run the toy store basically. But since it was such a small team, we all worked together all the time, and just the fact that we were friends made it so much better because we all understood each other. We were all really good at communicating with each other just because we got so close, so we were able to run the toy store really smoothly. So we worked super well together, and it just made it a lot of fun, and it made the job just more efficient overall too. So I really liked that. Tell about a time you experienced exceptional customer service and how it changed the way you serve customers. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of this is I went to Maggiano's for one of my friend's birthdays, and when we got there, the waiter was a super nice older man, and he was serving us, and right when we sat down, he asked us if we were celebrating anything. He just asked us like how our nights were going and stuff like that, if we had any questions, and of course like he asked us about like the food and what we wanted to order and drinks and stuff like that. But it wasn't just like him asking about the restaurant related stuff. He was asking like about our lives and if our night was going well, and just like more, not super in depth, but like going a step further than just asking about what we wanted to eat and that kind of stuff. So that really stuck out to me because he seemed to just be going that extra step with us. And then that changed the way I served customers or like talked to people overall, I guess, because I didn't just view people as like part of the job or like getting done talking with them just to do what I needed to do for the job. I would say like, hi, how's your day going? Or I'd try to give them a compliment or say something nice because I mean, they're still people, and I do love talking to people. Like, I'm such a people person, so I don't mind talking to other people. So just kind of like seeing him do that made me really realize that like it made me feel important and more special, I guess. So I wanted to be able to do that for other people. For the third question, thinking about diversity, how do you encourage an inclusive environment? I would just say treating everybody the exact same way, like not judging a person based off of like their looks or their skin color or their hair or their height or what they're wearing or the way they talk or anything like that. Just like treating everybody the exact same way no matter what. And I think that's especially important, like if someone's being difficult or being a little ruder, like you still have to be responsible and respectful, I guess, because you're still at a job, so you have to be able to deal with that in a respectable way, I guess. So just kind of treating everyone the same, no matter what. Okay, give an example of a time you had to explain a complicated process to a person and explain it. Okay, so the only thing that really comes to mind for me for this is, again, related to my old job at Learning Express. When the store was closing, they didn't close because of financial difficulties, but a lot of people thought so because it happened during COVID times. But they closed because the owner of the store was retiring and she didn't feel comfortable selling her business because she's the one who like started it, like she built it from the ground up. So she didn't want to sell it to someone else because she felt it'd be too hard on her to see another person running it. And it was very important to her that our customers knew it wasn't closing because of financial difficulties. So almost every customer I rung up during the time when our closing was first announced up until the time we did really close, people would always ask why we were closing, why we didn't sell it, if there was anything people could do, how bad COVID hit us, how sad it is that it's going away. And like obviously I was sad because I loved it and I was losing out on a job, and it was just such a great place to work and meet people in, but it was so important to the owner for people to know why. So every customer I had to explain the real reason we're closing and how she didn't want to sell the business and how the space is going to be open for leasing and how the process would be to get the people who own like the strip, because it was in a strip, the people who own the strip, their information so they can talk about possibly leasing the space to create a new store. Just so many people had so many questions about the closing and how to lease the space and start a new store and that kind of stuff. So I had to really take the time to learn like all of the possible questions and research the answers so I could answer for people and just keep up answering, like not getting tired of it, because we announced that we were closing 2 months before, so the whole 2 months it was a lot of explaining, and there were questions I had no idea and I had to go home and look it up and figure it out and ask people, and so that was a hard process, but it just took time to figure out how to explain it, and it ended up working out perfectly fine. So what is an area in which you feel you need improvement, and what is an area you excel in? Something I would say I need improvement in is probably my like stress management, I guess. I tend to get like for school, that's really the only thing I can think of, is I tend to get super stressed and worked up about like exams or homework or things I don't understand. So managing that better would probably be good. And then I'm also very independent. Like I've always been a super independent person. I want to like work towards doing things myself and not needing help for simple things. So probably just like accepting help more would be another thing. And then an area I excel in would probably be my like group work or people skills, I guess, because like I feel like I'm pretty good at talking to people. Like I'm good at communicating. I'm not super like awkward when it comes to meeting new people or discussing like group work with people. So I feel like that would be an area that I excel in. And I would also say my like planning and time management. I'm very good at like planning out my week and my days and what I'm going to do each day. So I'd say that's probably something else. Tell us about a challenge you had to overcome. What steps did it take to overcome it, and would you do anything different? This, I would say, would probably be my physics class that I took. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. I am not a math person, but I thought physics, it was I chose to take it because I just thought it was a good skill to have. And it was like an honors course, and it was so hard. I struggled, and I just did not get it at all. And the thing is, like, I went to my teacher for help. I asked my friends for help. I did practice. I came before and after school. Like, I did all these extra things, and I still wasn't getting it, which was the aggravating part, because I put in so much effort, and just nothing was coming out of it or getting better. So to overcome it, I just didn't give up, I guess. Like, I kept going and trying to get this extra help to see if it would do anything. It still never really clicked, but I got through the class, so I passed, and I guess that is overcoming it. If I was faced with it again, I'd probably just try some more different approaches since that wasn't working, see if there's anything else I could do. And then what are 3 things you want us to remember most about you? One is probably that I'm very, like, school-oriented, school-focused. I'm still a freshman, so I guess I'm not really adjusting because we've already been in school for a couple months, but, like, I still am very focused on school, and that's my main priority. So just that. Probably that I'm a pretty energetic person. Like, I'm usually in a happy, like, fun mood. So I guess that's something good to know about me. And then another thing, I'm a nursing major, so I always want to help people. I guess that just kind of says, I don't know if you can tell, but probably from my major, that's an aspect that I want to help people. But I also feel like nursing, it's just like a lot of time that I put into, I guess that's still the school thing, but a lot of time I have to put into it. And there will be a lot of like early mornings and stuff like that. So I don't know, just another school thing, I guess. But yeah, thank you for listening.